let's talk about how Wi-Fi certificate authentication works. So the first step is that the client, which is your device, is going to ask the Wi-Fi network, which in technical terms is the access point in like an enterprise or school environment. And then we're gonna ask to be let in the network. And so the first thing it's gonna do is it's gonna say, okay, you're doing 802.1x and you're doing certificate authentication. And so anytime that 802.1x is happening, it's going to forward that information to the Radius server because the Radius server's main job is to make all these decisions. Once it forwards it to that, it's going to then say, okay, I see you want to be let in the network. You need to prove your identity. And the device is actually going to say, well, actually, you need to prove it. You know, we don't have to do these things in real life when we're proving our identity. Like, let's say in the line at the airport, you know, the TSA person has the badge, you're in the security line, you know you're talking to the right person. Wi-Fi needs a way to know we're talking to the right person. And in this case, the technical term is actually called server certificate validation. And so server certificate validation is basically saying, we're going to prove the identity of the Radius server before we're going to send it any information. And this is a very important process because Wi-Fi without this is a dumb protocol. You're actually just going to send your password to any SSID that your device like remembers. And so we need a way of like double checking the identity, or else your device is just going to start sending its password to anyone that presents a strong Wi-Fi signal to you. So server certificate validation is actually what happens now. And so what we're doing is we're saying, hey, Radius server, prove your identity. The Radius server is going to present its certificate authority. And so we're going to say, okay, we're connecting to the right Radius server. And then we're going to do an actual challenge to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, now that we see your public certificate, we're going to send you, so that our device is going to send it a challenge, and the Radius server is going to be able to succeed that challenge because it has a private key. And think about it this way, like the private key is like the way to solve the puzzle. And we know that our puzzle can only be solved with this key. So once the Radius server does that, now this whole process is going to happen again, but for the device, right? So we saw, hey, this person has a TSA badge. They're the right person to talk to. Now we're going to prove our identity, and the Radius server is going to prompt that. So it's going to say, okay, now it's your turn. And so now we present our public certificate, and the Radius server is going to check some other things too. It's going to check, is this certificate expired? Is it issued by the right certificate authority? And then we're going to do this challenge, which is going to be the same thing where the Radius server is the one that sends the challenge, and now we, the device, is the one that's going to solve that challenge with the private key. So now that we've done this, which is, I would say, the meat of the actual certificate authentication, the Radius server is going to do just a couple checks before it tells the access point to let you in the network. And so what that is it's going to check a certificate revocation list. You can also use a protocol called OCSP, but for Wi-Fi authentication, it's almost always a certificate revocation list. It's just a lot more of an efficient protocol. And you know, for an enterprise network, there could be thousands of people trying to get on the network in the beginning of the day. At a large university, it could be 10,000. So we need as efficient of a way as possible. And what the certificate revocation list is think about it as like, it's a list of all the serial numbers of the devices that should not be allowed on the network. And so it's going to do that check. It's going to say, okay, I see your certificate. You know, your identity is good. I'm just going to go make sure that your identity is not on the ban list. That's what the certificate revocation list is. And then it's going to check some of the policies. And so it's going to see, okay, now that I've validated who you are and you're not on the ban list, I'm going to see how much access should you get on the Wi-Fi network. And that's almost always VLAN assignment. And so after it does that CRL check, and it's going to check in your internal policies, now it's going to tell the Wi-Fi network to let you in, and it's going to send an access accept. This is just like the terminology Radius server uses: access request, access accept, access reject. And so it's going to send an access accept. It's going to send a VLAN assignment to the Wi-Fi network, the access point, and then the access point is going to open up a port for our device, and we're going to be let in the network. So yeah, hopefully now you have a better understanding of how Wi-Fi certificate authentication works.